I know it's been a while since I've posted a new video for you guys, especially about this vet. We got a lot of stuff to share with you guys and update you with the build process and everything happening with me and my life and this car and what's going on. So my buddies who owned this car before me got a hold of me, asked me if I wanted to buy it, and we worked out some deal where I could. I went and picked it up from the guys up north, and I kind of just put a cover on it and set it there like I did in the video when you guys saw the vet with just the cover sitting on. That's kind of what I did. My thoughts were I needed to get back to work and save some money and kind of dig back out of the hole a little bit that I put myself in so I could get some things done and, go forward building this car. The whole reason to buying this car was because this car was done. It was like a complete roller, wired and everything. It would have been great just to stick my motor and transmission in, the gear set I wanted in the back of this car and go race. Maybe build some headers for it, something like that. Well, I called up the guys at Tim McAmis and I got a mid plate that had the bolt holes for a Hemi bell housing and a Chevrolet bell housing. So I cut that to fit and went to put it in the car. And I even made a video of me doing it, but I never posted it because once I got the mid plate bolted in the car, I went ahead and tried to stick my transmission there just to kind of see how it all fit, just to reassure myself, And lo and behold, it wasn't even close. It literally would not fit between the frame rails. And this is the double frame rails that run down the center of the car. So we're talking the entire car's dimensions weren't going to work for a Brad Anderson Hemi like I have. So, I'm in left field. I'm up Schitt's Creek again, to be frankly honest. The wiring's going to come out. The firewall's going to come out. Pretty much I'm going to have to build an entire car all over again. And I'm not going to lie. This, I don't think a floor is the right word. I'm not mad about it. It's more like I don't know. I wouldn't say can't catch a break, but it's just not what I needed. No, it wasn't the point of me buying this car was to have to rebuild the entire thing. There's a lot of really nice metal work and tube work and stuff in this car that's been done. It's a damn nice car, and it sucks to have to spend that kind of money and have to rebuild something completely. Yes, I'm thinking one of these goes down to the starter and one goes to get power that's wired in series, kind of like where's that guy go? Back into the firewall. I'm just kind of pretty much let you guys know that this is not going to be the build that I wanted financially or where I'm going to be with any of this stuff. And like old school with the El Camino, we're back to like the panicked, I got to cut this thing to pieces, build a whole new car and thrash like hell. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So you'll kind of see little tables of me setting parts out and doing things a certain way. I like organization. It helps me keep a lot better track of what's going on, like where I'm at, what's good or what's not good, what I need, don't need. Check out these axles. You ever seen one of these fuckers?
Sold the other ones.
You ever seen one apart though? Look at these axles, bro.
Little short, a big tube bastard.
Just look how fucking nasty they are. These aren't even gun drilled. Feel how heavy this motherfucker is. This is us starting, tearing this thing apart to get ready to show you guys the whole build and the process of what we're doing and why I'm doing it and all that different stuff. What?
Pretty smooth move.
Oh, the roll bar? Good deal. Man, I'll never work on a car that I'll lift again. This shit ruined me. This ain't even like working on cars. I remember I had this one, I had my white Malibu in my house in Bethany. What is it?
308.
When I had that house in Bethany, I had the Malibu, the white Malibu. It was so tight in the garage that I had the car on jack stands. And when I worked on it, to get out, I could only get out the front or the back. So if I was under it, I had to work on it. Time to get out of it, I had to pull all the way out of the garage to the driveway and then go through the house back to the front of the car. Yeah. It was stupid. You're watching me and Corey remove the wishbone out of the Corvette. The wishbone pretty much bolts to the chassis and also bolts to the rear housing, and it's what keeps the rear housing in alignment with the car wherever you set it. There's heims in the front and back so you can adjust the rear steer whatever direction you're trying to point the rear end in the race car. I'm also, sliding the slide back in, and you're pretty much seeing me tell Corey how much a flimsy piece of crap this thing is, and I don't want to run it. Damn.
You went for his in there, dude.
You think it'd be that strong?
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Give me some up top.
That's a sexy bitch. cussed in my video. I was gonna like really hold back on that, but I was like, I can't even talk.
Oh yeah, I was like, you sound stupid, not cussing.
Yeah, I don't even sound like me. Like when you're in a garage, you gotta cuss. It's part of it. I'm not slow like this.
Motherfucker, I got the manual.
I ain't got nothing but slow. There's another ratchet over there.
Oh, you got my phone.
You're losing your touch.
What?
You used to be way faster than me. You're
Motherfucker.
slower. Fuck.
I need some goddamn.
Here, use this. Where is that?
You fucking lost no
Where'd that
that's
washer
right
go?
there.
No, there it is. If you start fucking yelling at
We
me,
can put that jack in there and be fine.
you want to say we didn't need it.
I meant
That's
put,
my tool tray.
Oh fuck, goddamn, I don't want to mess that up.
Exactly. We now have the rear shocks loose, and I get a tape measure because I want to measure the overall height or length of the shocks just for my notes. So in the future, if I just have any questions about, you know, overall height, if I have to fix something or order something, I know what I'm working with. Pretty much after that, we're moving on to the front of the housing, and we're going to take the upper 4-link bars loose, which at this point means the rear end can pivot. And I'm kind of bitching at Corey because I don't want this thing on these jack stands trying to lean forward and fall off. That thing's over 200 pounds. I'm just not trying to deal with that. Anything with shit.
Move these jacks on.
Hold on. Chill. You alright? I gotta move this. There we go. I'll squat down. A little more.
I got no more.
Let's go. You okay? Is it heavy?
I ain't lying.
And now we have the rear housing removed from the Vette. And at this time, you guys can kind of get a look at what the back half of this car looks like with everything out of the way. And you'll see me kind of going around, and here I'm just labeling the 4-link bars so I can decide. So in the future, I know which was the chassis side, which was the rear housing side, which was upper and lower bars, and also the length of these things. Because at some point when I put this car back together, I want to reference what the guys before me previously had the chassis set like. So when I go to change it, I know where they had it before. Dude, the drive shaft's only 42 inches now, center to center. So this is roughly 10 inches. So I have a 32-inch drive shaft in it, and the motor's going to be set so far back. Like I bet you the weight percentage on this car, I bet you I'd be like 45% or so on the nose. Like it'll be 55 on the rear, which would be bad for the street. But all this car's going to do is really like crazy bad.
Just cut here.
You want to do that?
Well,
Do the front half?
you're gonna move it back.
Yeah, because we will have to tie back into these.
You cut here, you cut that bar, you can sleeve both these and take it wherever you want. Do from there, that way you're not committed. Leave the bottom bar where it's at.
Yeah, I definitely want to cut this part.
No.
But this one here, like the midpoint, you can
You
tie to
can
this.
take this and run that all at the back.
So just wanted you guys to understand what's going on and why you see me taking a perfectly good race car and taking it down to the bare bones so I can build it the way it needs to be for me and what I'm doing. It's about 7 o'clock, and after some digging a little further in the Vette, I found out that there's some stuff on the chassis that I'm going to have to change. So instead of just telling you about it, I want to show you in real time what we're going to do to the car and why we're going to do it. But right now, we're just hauling that across town to get the trailer, hauling us back across town to load the Vette up. Then we'll go back across town to Les's house and his garage where all his welders and stuff are, so we can cut this thing apart and get after it as far as fixing the chassis the way I want it. So that's an update. That's what we're doing, and we'll get back with you more.